from a political storm to a meteorological one, the entire country will be under a status red wind warning on Friday with the arrival of Storm Éowyn, expected to cause significant disruption and danger to life. Joanna Donnelly, meteorologist with Éireann, joined us. Joanna, thanks indeed for talking to us this morning. Just bring us up to speed on what the latest is in relation to those status red warnings.
Yeah, they're going to be a different timing across the country. So it's the timing that's varying. The strong winds will also be in places much stronger. Obviously, the same areas, again, coastal areas of the west and southwest and northwest, they're going to see the biggest impacts. But the distinctive difference between this storm and previous storms is it's sweeping right across the country. So Midland areas, particularly Midland areas of the North Connaught and North Leinster, are going to see winds that they probably haven't seen either in a long, long time or indeed ever. So it's an inland storm. It's coming right across and right through the country. So there will be impacts in places that really haven't seen anything like this before or in a long time.
Yeah, in terms of what it'll be like on the ground for people, I suppose it's hard for us lay people to get our heads around just how significant those winds will be. Is it possible to paint a picture of what it will look like, Joanna?
um, it's very hard to quantify how strong a wind is. You know,
Fair point. Yeah.
flying objects, power outages down trees. These are things that we can expect are most likely, particularly, as I said, across the Midlands and areas that haven't seen this before. The strongest winds will always be at the coast because the winds do die down as they cross inland. But we are expecting these winds to not die down as they cross inland. That's the significant
Yeah.
difference
And,
between
and
this and
just
previous storms.
remind us, Joanna, what should people be doing tomorrow during that, or not doing during the status red warning?
I can't emphasize enough how dangerous traveling conditions are. And even when you come out of because the warnings cease in different areas at different times. But just because your red level warning is over and now you have freedom to travel, for example, there will be trees on the road. So driving, particularly as we know the roads in Ireland, those secondary roads, you could turn a corner and the tree in front of you. So really, if you can at all avoid traveling, the best thing to do tomorrow is stay at home.
Just bring us up just finally before I let you go.
Mm.
After tomorrow, how is the rest? Do things calm down pretty quickly, or are we in for sort of some
It
gusty
is,
conditions?
yeah, no, it is a fairly fast moving storm. So indeed, the winds quite early tomorrow in the south of the country will start to ease up. It'll still be a breezy day. There'll still be debris on the ground and there will still be power outages right through the day. But the winds themselves will start to ease up from the morning in the south of the country. And then as we move through the day, winds further north will also start to ease down. Um, it'll still be a windy day and there'll still be blustery conditions for a time. There'll be probably Friday night before we start to see calmer conditions. As I said, there'll still be debris on the road. Saturday conditions are easing up. We've got lighter southerly winds, but we have also got some wintry conditions coming through. When I say wintry conditions in the middle of winter, I mean sleet and snow is likely on Saturday from some heavy showers coming across the country. So we might have some impactful weather there too. And then on Sunday, just to round off a nice weekend, we've got some more wet and windy weather coming through. So it is the weekend to stay home. And
Yeah.
what is it they say these days? Netflix and chill this weekend. It is definitely a weekend for battening down the hatches.
One very final question, just briefly: is the status red warning? Is that likely to change? Could there be updates on that? Do people need to keep an eye on their phones and so on just to see what the status
Uh,
is?
yeah, I think it is important to stay in touch with the relevant weather conditions in your area and where the storm is likely to affect and when. The things that will change is probably likely to be timing. The winds are still looking like they're going to be very, very significant. So I would also emphasize the times when you come out of a red warning, there are still very dangerous conditions on the roads because the impacts carry through. It'll take a long time for the services to be restored. It'll take time to clear roads. So although the advice from government is to stay at home during a red level warning, just because your timing is up doesn't mean it's safe to travel.
Yeah,
So
good
really
advice.
need to take care out there.
Okay. Thanks, Joanna. Joanna Donnelly there, meteorologist with Met Éireann. Do please be careful over the next 24 hours or so.